Hi there, Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review. Going to be talking about the 4K edition of Jordan Peele's Nope. I did a fairly long and detailed, I have to go back and look. I don't know that it was fairly long or detailed, but it was a good review when I got out of the theater in July and already reviewed Nope. So I won't be getting too much into the details of the movie because I know a lot of people still haven't seen it. I finally rewatched it over the weekend, got my 4K edition out, and man, what a great 4K it is, but I'll get into that as well. In rewatching the movie, it reinforced the fact that I think this is a great film, not just a good one, a great one. I think it's very divisive. I think a lot of people don't give it a chance. It's one of those movies you have to watch a second time. And I know nobody likes to hear that, but those are some of my favorite movies. If I get more out of it the second or third time, that's great. Now, I think it's a very talented director, cast, and crew that can make a movie that you fully digest and enjoy on the first time and can still rewatch and whatever. But some of my favorite movies of all time are ones that I still get more out of when I rewatch them. Jordan Peele, all three of his major films, Get Out, Us, and this, all require multiple viewings to get the most out of them. Now, that's a knock. For some people, that's a knock. Some people don't have the patience, love film enough, or care enough to spend more than one viewing on a movie. That's a lot of people, I think. For me, if it's good enough, I'll watch it again, especially if I'm going to get more out of it. And these are incredibly well-crafted movies. They go beyond Marvel on the level of Easter eggs and mentions and little things that are dropped in there that mean other things. I mean, he worked an Akira slide into this movie from the anime from, 1,000 years ago. There's an Akira slide. Kiki does a Akira slide with a motorcycle in this movie. There's all sorts of references and depth that you can get out of it. But I watched it with someone who's never seen it, who has not seen Get Out, who has seen Us, but had not seen Nope, and really enjoyed the flick. Came out and went, wow, I need to watch that again kind of thing. That's exactly what I came out of it with. So to talk a little bit about the 4K, it was filmed on 65 millimeter film and with IMAX cameras. It does open up the frame. Not that it's super, super wide for most of the movie, but it does open up the frame for some of the IMAX shots, and they look incredible. The whole movie looks incredible. Nice HDR, very film-like, very... It's not quite 4K crispy, but they were going for a very... It looks like you're there. Not that soap opera effect, 60 frames a second kind of thing, but more like you're watching a movie that was actually filmed while this was happening. Film grain is almost nothing. And the wide open shots, especially when things are going crazy there in the final third of the movie, it just looks fantastic. The Dolby Atmos mix on the 4K is just as good, if not better, than the theatrical mix. I made a big point in my early review that this is probably the best mix of the year as far as it fits the movie. Top Gun or a Marvel movie or whatever is going to assault your senses with explosions and things flying around your head and all. This was used very tastefully. The sounds emanating from the MacGuffin, if you will, the villain, fly all around your head, and it helps create the tension in the film. It helps let you know where it is in spatial reality. And when one of the cast members turns around to a right or left when they hear something, and you've just heard that over your right or left shoulder, it helps complete that suspension of disbelief that happens when we watch a movie. I think the special effects in the entire movie are fantastic. I think it's shot well. It's shot like an art film almost. It's spectacular. It's, again, going to be very divisive on certain people because when you say it's a Jordan Peele horror movie, people expect a certain thing. This is not exactly that. If you said it was a Spielberg science fiction spectacular, it's a little bit of a horror movie, well, people are not, don't know what to think about that either. But rewatching it, it's easily one of the best films of the year. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie. It's very divisive. But again, I'm a fan of movies that require a little bit more work on your part to figure out what's going on. That they don't telegraph everything and show you everything and explain everything too much, which takes all the fun and all the horror and all the tension out of a movie like this. I think Jordan Peele is a treasure so far. I think each one of his movies, while far from perfect, they're not 5-star, but they really are really well made. Really good. They all get 4.5 out of 5 for me. And this is a super stellar presentation. If you're still buying home media, get the 4K of Nope. One of the best of the year, without a doubt. Great Dolby Atmos, great Dolby Vision, great 65 millimeter and IMAX footage. It just looks spectacular, sounds spectacular, and it's a movie I think you'll get more out of on repeat viewings. So try that. Again, reference my earlier review for a longer, more in-depth review on the movie, but as far as the 4K goes, it's going to be in my top 5 at the end of the year, which I'm already starting to work on. Sorry, I went about a week without podcasts, but I'm back. Things have just been busy, not to get too much into it, but my boss is becoming the owner of this company, which becomes a new company on January 1, and we're a little busy restructuring and all that kind of stuff. So work has to work. You know, I got to pay for all this stuff, but when I have time, we will get podcasts. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this. My links are below. Have a spectacular day.